I almost stopped watching this after the first 3 kind of breaks on episode 1, season 2. I thought it was junk. Like I almost went to the credits, and I was like going, okay, are these guys who worked on this, did any of them work on the first one, or is it a different writer? What the fuck is going on? Because if you have seen episode 1, season 2, there are these just dumb fucking broad. I mean, it feels like Saved by the Bell comedy. Like Anthony Mackie is it Anthony Mackie? Yeah. Reading the what's that goddamn thing called? Reading the Babysitter's Club, and he's like, "Don't read my diary," and he rips it out, and I'm gonna read it, and you doo-doo poo-poo head, and then he gets in the shower with that guy, and it's supposed to be all funny or like what I thought was going to be happening was, because they were going into some of the supernatural stuff, at least it seemed in season 2, maybe they were like, the only way this is going to play, especially with our budget, because they don't have a lot of money, is we have to go so broad and so slapsticky, that when we start doing crazy shit like Mr. Grimm, and we start doing crazy shit like Calypso with his magic wishes, people will be like, okay, this show's goofy from the start. I didn't think it was tongue-in-cheek Eternal. I thought it was junk. I thought it was absolute junk. But here's what happened, though. I'm going somewhere with this. Here's what happened. So the last 2 acts of episode 1, season 2, things started to turn around. When they brought Calypso in, started talking about the tournament, like at first with the dolls being out there, and they were like, oh, we're like this, Lord of the Flies group. They just didn't have the budget for it, and they didn't have the scope up for it, and it just looked stupid. It was a bunch of shit like that. But once they started getting into the contest, it started getting like, okay, this is really good. So I stuck around and I watched episode 2 and 3. And we watched those 2 nights ago, and those were fan-fucking-tastic. Like those were, and I love season 1, and those were better than anything in season 1. So I honestly, I haven't talked to the executive in a while, but I should text him. I'm curious. I can't imagine they were sitting there looking at those first, because I wasn't the only one. I was watching it with a group of people. Pretty much all of us were going, this is stupid. This is junk. And then episode 2 and episode 3 was like, wow, this is fucking great. And I don't want to spoil it, but there's that scene where Mr. Grimm, kills that one person, and then he's kind of doing what he does, but then it cuts to quiet, and I think her name is Mayhem, and the car, and they're watching him. And I'm like, oh my God, that's so hilarious, And Axel was fucking great. The inventor who's like, I have black friends, and and he thought he was racist before he died, was great. All of it's really, really good now. So I am extremely excited to keep watching more of this. But I almost gave up on it, but because it was terrible. Like I have to wonder what in the fuck they were thinking with those first 3 segments. They could have told the same story without it just being dorky and stupid, but there you go. There you go. So anyway, thank you for the super chat. Love Axel. I think they're doing Axel great. I think I haven't seen 4 and 5 yet. But Mr. Grimm is so cool and so fun. What I'm very curious about now is, because they sort of dealt with Mr. Grimm the way they're dealing with Mr. Grimm, it makes you go, okay, is there anything magical in this? And if there isn't, are people going to be having wishes where they say, I want, magical shit? And how does Calypso deal with it? Here's kind of what I hope they do. I hope they somehow, because Anthony Mackie and Quiet are going to win, right? You absolutely know. I mean, right? They have to, or they don't have to, but there's going to be a winner. But I think it would be really cool if somewhere in there, either after they win or before, we get to kind of see, like, if Grim would have won, we get to see a minute of his ending. Or if Axel would have won, we get to see a minute of his ending, just to kind of be like, to pay off everybody's ending, right? I think it would be really shitty if you don't get to see everybody's endings like you do in the game. But anyway, I'm enjoying it a great deal. It's very, very, very good.